how do you see the environment changing from when you started for women to now?
Well, when I joined in London, actually it was surprising for me. I come from the Middle East. I've been working in the oil sector 4 years at the time. I never felt there's a woman-man difference when I was in the Gulf. When I came to London, it was very evident that there's a gender gap. There's not a lot of women, and the men don't want to deal with women. So, people who, I replaced some male guys there, and traders will call me and ask for the other guy. And I said, well, it's me now, and they don't want to deal with me. And they say, no, we'll call someone else. And it was very frustrating for me in the beginning, and I felt, okay, I'm leaving my country, my kids are with me, and it's very hard. And at that time, I was very polite and trying to be, having the etiquette that my mother taught me. So at some point, I said, I need to make this work, because all of KPC is saying this is a prototype, like they are sending a woman there and see what's happening. And what time a guy called me and said, oh, I want to talk to this guy. I said, look, if you really want to deal with KPC, I am right now KPC for you. You deal with me or not. And I shut the phone, like I hung up the phone on him. And I felt like shaking at that time. And he called me back in 5 minutes, and he was laughing, and he said, fine, let's do the deal. And we done the deal. And he went and told the market about it. And suddenly I'm accepted. I am almost like a celebrity. People
then you're
calling
the
me.
queen of LNG.
No, it's like calling me, they want to hear the story. It was amusing, and it felt like now I'm one of the circle when I gave up on my morality almost. So it was a turning point in my life. I went from very introvert to extrovert, very firm, almost like semi-bully almost at some point to survive in this industry. But things are changing now, to the better, I hope. Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest hurdle left for women in especially oil and gas?
I think right now most companies don't allow inappropriate behavior coming in the trading floor. It's not only you deliver P&L, start trader, and you can do whatever you want. No, I think people having code of conduct, bullying, and compliance very, very aggressively. However, sometimes...
And you've seen that change?
Yes, I've seen that over the last 10 years in even trading houses, which are usually the more aggressive in time of trading. But I think one of the things that women struggles with, and even for me, you have a male-dominated environments where male a bit more aggressive and assertive. But when a woman behave in a man qualities, she become emotional, while a man is passionate. If she become a bit assertive, she's an aggressive, but a man is usually assertive. So what qualities should women have to be accepted and not be seen negatively? So I think that organization is still struggling with. There's
unconscious bias.
Yes. So there's a lot of training. When I was in Shell, they were doing a lot of training on unconscious bias, and I see it now more and more in the organization. But I think it's much less issue right now. I think a lot of companies push the diversity agenda quite high in every department.
So positive,
yes,
moving forward.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the LNG market, because you are on the front lines.
Yes.
Prices have been astonishingly low.
Yes.
Do you think there's any hope of a turnaround for LNG in 2020?
Unfortunately not. To be honest, 2020 was always seen as almost a very tough year for LNG. We have a lot of headwinds. We have oversupply, growth is not catching, infrastructure challenge China, and now coronavirus. It's very hard. I think, in my view, 2020 will be one of the worst years, if not the worst, in LNG market in terms of prices and demand growth.
But as a physical trader, you're still able to make money in any of these markets, low prices or higher prices? Well,
trading needs volatility, yeah, and we have some kind of volatility, but it's a challenging from this kind of point of prices. It's not something you want to be short at, but I think this kind of price will continue down the curve. And if the coronavirus situation doesn't change and companies go on lockdown, we might have a recession coming soon as well.